the immediate term in our industry is you're a McDojo, right? You're a sellout. You're not doing the traditional way of teaching. You're all about the money. And I don't buy into it. I think that you can do something you're passionate about, help a lot of people, still adhere to certain traditions, and make a great living. And you don't have to feel guilty about it. We just finished up Q3, and what are you seeing across the locations?
It's been a lift for all of our locations to get on the exact same page, but that's to be expected when you're coming in trying to uniform and simplify a curriculum and simplify the way that we do things. But by Q3, I think we're all on the same page, not just with what to do, but the philosophy and ideology behind why we're doing it. So I'm really excited for Q4 and into next year, because everyone that we're bringing on now is going to be following the same pattern, because everyone already on board understands the reason for doing it the way we do it.
The cool thing now, like you said, is this year was, all right, we got to get everyone on the same page. So we're all tracking the same KPIs, we're all doing the same marketing, we're all running the same events, we're all saying it the same way, we're presenting it the same way, the culture's the same. So it is a lift getting everyone on the same page. However, moving forward, we got locations, 8, 9, 10 opening here soon. It's going to be much easier. But not only is it easier for us to manage from the HQ standpoint, it's going to be much faster for them to grow and open those locations, because everything's basically done for you.
Absolutely. And the fact that we now have data and we have ideas on, okay, this is working, this is not working, how do we change it, how do we modify it? So anyone coming in now has the blueprint, but also has people they can ask who have experience with what it was like prior and why we do it now.
Going back to this location here, it's a great space. I'd love to be in the area and eventually want to be in the area. But out of the gate, this is just going to be a heavy lift. I mean, can we hit these numbers? Absolutely. But as you mentioned earlier, we have a space now that does double this revenue, but the rent is cheaper and the space is almost 3 times the size. So I think this is probably not a great model to start with. Whereas, this smaller location right here, this is going to make more sense, right? If we need to get $24,000 a month to hit that 15%, even at just doing 24K, like that's not a challenging number to get to. I mean, some of our locations, our last 2 locations did that on day 1, right? And if you look at this at a 40-50% profit margin, we're looking at $10,000 to $12,000 a month in profit in month 1, right?
And realistically, at 1,800 square feet, it's the minimum we'd be looking for. We're looking closer to 30, 35.
Yeah, minimum, absolutely. So 1,800 square feet, 24,000, we know the numbers make sense, but really we're shooting for $35,000, $40,000 even some months at this size location. And then going back to this, this is how you start. What we did was we started in 1,000 square feet and then went to 2,000 square feet, and then we went to the big location, right? So I think you want to baby step your way into this. And even one of the spaces we were looking at in West Ashley, that's what we talked about doing, was starting in a smaller 1,800, actually it was exactly 1,800 square feet, filling this location, doing a short lease of 2 years or 3 years, and then finding a future better location to expand into. I think in the martial arts industry, there's a lot of people that see other people being successful in the same thing they're doing. And the immediate thought, the immediate term in our industry is you're a McDojo, right? You're a sellout. You're not doing the traditional way of teaching. You're all about the money. And I don't buy into it. I think that you can do something you're passionate about, help a lot of people, still adhere to certain traditions, and make a great living and do it. And that's why we make these videos, right? We want to share what we're doing to show people that you can do something really well and you can make a great living at it, and you don't have to feel guilty about it. And I've had people, other school owners, friends, even family members that have seen the things we've grown and the opportunities we've been given that just hate on it, to be completely honest. And that's okay. I wish you the best, but I just don't have room for that in my life.
It's weird that becoming a McDojo is a bad thing. To me, that sounds like the ideal thing you'd want to be, is to have a whole bunch of people who can teach your program the exact same way and have the exact same quality each and every time. But a McDojo itself sounds like a great investment.
It means you're a systemized business. If it makes you feel better, just call yourself a Chick-fil-A, right?
Yeah.
Like Chick-fil-A, but Chick-fil-A. What it comes down to is do what you love, do what you're passionate about, and make a good living, because the more money you make, the more people you can help. right? We have our Kicking for a Cure charity. We do it every single year. We've raised, I think, $165,000 for our local children's hospital. We would not be able to raise those types of funds if we didn't have multiple locations, if we weren't growing, if we weren't expanding, right? I look at it as the more we grow, the more people we can hire, the more people we can help with our programs, and the more we can give to charity, right? Like, it's a win-win-win for everyone, but it comes down to your mindset. Why do you want to grow? Do you want to grow so you can have another car, or do you want to grow because you want to help more people and make a better impact? I think it comes down to the mindset, and that's up to the individual.